Montana Ag Network.
Welcome back to the noon news. Taking a look at our farm and ranch news on this Monday afternoon. We see that last Friday, the Bureau of Land Management and the U.S. Forest Service announced they were amending land use plans for greater sage-grouse habitat management on public lands in 7 states. The agency's goal was to better align federal plans for managing habitat with state plans for conserving the species. While the state of Montana chose not to amend its sage-grouse plans, agriculture and conservation groups are reacting to the news.
Relax the requirements for 7 states. Those 7 states will not have quite as much area that, setbacks and that sort of thing on sage-grouse. Still very protective. Now, this was something that came from the Western Governors Association. It's a bipartisan thing. So this was not something that was, industry-driven. This came from the Western Governors Association.
Montana was not a part of the federal amendment process, as the state felt it could make improvements to its sage-grouse plan on its own through administrative means and resources. Montana Farm Bureau says the state has a solid plan, but there is still much work to be done for sage-grouse.
Montana has a great plan, and it particularly pertains to private land. Now, the grazing part of the BLM plan is not particularly restrictive to agriculture, so I think that's something we can live with. But we need to keep watching this and continue. We need to make sure that we're doing our part to protect the habitat and protect the species. If we don't, there will be another challenge to that. If there's another challenge, we may not win it, and it may end up being listed, which would be much more restrictive for all farmers and ranchers in all industry in Montana.
Conservation groups like the Montana Wildlife Federation are disappointed in the decision, calling it a reckless move by the federal government, which has emboldened some Montana legislators to call for backing out of the sage-grouse conservation at the state level as well.
What we're really seeing here is the Interior Department is kicking every leg out of the table, and that's just not in the interest of the species. It's not in the interest of the hundreds of other species that depend on sagebrush habitat, and it's not in the interest of public land users and private landowners and everybody who lives and works in sage-grouse country. That everybody's endangered when we face the risk of this species getting listed under the Federal Endangered Species Act.
Like Montana, North and South Dakota will not be making amendments to their sage-grouse plans, while Wyoming, Nevada, California, Idaho, Oregon, Utah, and Colorado are the states that ask for plan amendments. The Nile Stock Show and Rodeo is once again accepting applications for the 2019-2020 Nile Merit Heifer Program. The Nile Merit Heifer Program is a live animal scholarship, meaning the recipients are given a young live heifer calf. The objective is to help youth get a start in the beef cattle business and to gain knowledge about the beef industry. Program participants are chosen based on merit, future goals, and ability to care for their animals. 4-H or FFA members who are 12 to 16 years old may apply. Applicants are not limited to just the state of Montana. Applications are due June 28th, 2019. In addition, the Nile Merit Heifer Program is also seeking those who would be interested in donating heifer calves for the upcoming year. For more on this outstanding program, just visit thenile.org. That'll do it for today.